Hello, it's me, Lillian Suarez, and I am at my center in Itasca, my itty bitty little center full of love. There is so much love here. I work out of the center along with Stephanie, my Steffi. She is a massage therapist. She does reflexology, craniosacral, and she's also a Reiki practitioner. So I wanted to kind of go over with you guys a little bit of what I do for my treatments here at the center. I just finished a treatment, but I wanted to bring to you guys firsthand what goes on in my world in the Who2hoo Healing and Learning Center. First off, let's talk about how we got the name. So we came up with Who2hoo because you never know who is going to heal who. Who2hoo will the healing go to? Who2hoo will be who? Who do you? So, I'm a crazy lady. It made sense to me. The owl is one of my animal totems that I love. It was around me before I even knew what an animal totem was. Therefore, here we are today. You'll find owls all through the center. The Who2hoos are everywhere. So there you go. In the room, I offer multiple healing services. One of those services is sound therapy. And I use my tuning forks to give the sound therapy. But most of my healings, honestly, are a little bit of everything. I am not the type of person that sticks to the rules. I like to break the rules. So whatever it is that I feel that someone needs when they're here with me is what I give them. I ask right away if there's any allergies to anything, any oils, any mist, anything that would irritate them, because of course you should, because you never know if someone has allergies, has asthma. If they do, you don't want to use sage, you don't want to use Palo Santo, you want to use a mist, all right, to clear and open up the space. So I have the tuning forks that are for the chakras, and each tuning fork vibrates at the frequency of the chakra. So when we are using sound to align the chakras and to clear the auric field, which is our magnetic field, to me, in my opinion, it's effective a lot faster than aromatherapy. And I really love them. For myself, for my family, and also here at the center. So when someone comes in and says, you know, I have been feeling down, I don't feel well, I don't understand the chakras, I don't know what an aura is, I tell them, come on in and I'll do an alignment, and we start from there. The alignment includes sound therapy with the tuning forks, and it's brilliant. So I'll hit it like this, I'll put it over the chakra, and I will do my shamanic breath. So to transmute whatever needs to be transmuted, to push out energy and push in energy. So with the in breaths, pushing out and pushing in. A lot of times when we are going through emotional situations or situations that require a lot of stress, we are so down. Literally, we're at a lower frequency. When I say down, I'm focusing on frequency and energy, that we can't move out of that place ourselves. So when we're using sound, it's lifting us back up to our heart center, which is the frequency of the heart center is 639. The frequency of the solar plexus, which is where our will is it's 538. So can you imagine if you're somebody that's going through grief and you're at like 100 something hertz, you got to pull yourself back up. It is not until we get to here, which is about 400 something hertz, that our aura starts to lift up and expand out. That's when we feel fantastic, free, wonderful, beautiful, amazing, in our element, and we are who we came to be. We don't always have the solution to our problems. I am the first one to come in here, grab these, and do it to myself. If I feel that I don't have the answers, I am not emotionally strong enough to push through what I'm going through, and I see the results in my own life. So I'm not telling you that I believe in this because I saw it, I learned it, I went to class. I believe in this because everything that I offer, I do on myself, and I do see the results and believe in the results. All right. So when someone comes in and says, I am going through so much, I need something to lift me up, I use sound to lift their right frequency up, but I also use my chakra mist as well. So this will be used for aromatherapy. So I will do the aromatherapy by misting their aura, and then I will do the sound therapy by grabbing the tuning fork, again, putting it right over the chakra, and then hitting it again and putting it in each ear. So the frequency is being heard and it's moving through the auric field, and then sweep the auric field, sweep. Along with that, I am a Reiki practitioner, so I'll do whatever symbol comes to me. Is it the mental symbol? Is it clearing and charging symbol? Is somebody ill? Whatever. It's different for everybody. So the symbols that I use for Reiki are very, very different and personal to each person that comes in for a treatment. And I also, as a baby shaman, I'm always going to be a baby shaman because I walk on the shoulders of my ancestors, and there are my people. And so I will always call myself the baby shaman because it is so beautiful, the work that they have done in the past, and I want to honor that always and always and always. But when you're doing shamanic work, from my experience as a baby shaman, we're mainly in the auric field. We are pushing out energy, we're pushing in energy, and it is felt. When I do the God's breath, people feel dizzy. They're like, whoa, I feel a shift. And, that's wonderful because sometimes we can't shift out of those places we want to because it is so difficult what we're going through in life. A divorce, separation, loss. We can grieve relationships because someone passed, but we can also grieve relationships because someone is still here with us, but they are toxic and we have to move away. And that's not always easy to do. Also, if we take it a step further, in my opinion and my philosophy as a medium, we are constantly in and out of our own power, and that it does use up the fluids in our body, and it does make us lethargic sometimes, and we have to take care of our physical body so that it works in harmony with our spiritual body. And these are the things that I do, which I call spiritual hygiene, to help myself as a healer, as a medium, as a reader, or whatever it is that is needed. And it feels good to reset. It's like we're pressing a reset button. So again, when you come in, there's sound therapy, there's aromatherapy, and there's also color therapy. So these lights, they change in color. I'm not sure if you will be able to see so much because there's so many lights behind you guys, but I'll show you now. So when everything is off, that's the color green. So if I'm working on someone, I also give them color therapy. And of course, everything will be turned off here. I'm actually going to, give me a second, turn off the selenite lamp so you can see the full effect. So you can see there's one more light on. Hold on a sec. So the lights are, and anybody can buy these. See, green. So if I feel someone needs a little bit more of the 639 hertz, then I will beam the green light on them as they're receiving a treatment. And here's the handy dandy little remote, and you can see that you can turn it into a regular light bulb, brighten it, lessen it, or you can have it even blink. Which we can have a disco party if we wanted to. Woo woo! Or, of course, we can simply just make it that static color. So we change it to blue. So in one treatment, we're focusing on frequency, but we are focusing on elevating the frequency with different methods: color, sound, energy, and energetic transmissions. So that's kind of what will be done if someone is really not knowledgeable of, anything in reference to energy, and is just heard that I gave someone a treatment. So that's a good place for them to start, right? Because if they're not knowledgeable and they're just looking for the help, that's where I begin. I also, depending on what the needs are of the recipient, I will do crystal therapy as well. So I have one crystal for each chakra, of course, and I will automatically just lay them on the body. But I do have a couple of other crystals that I use if I need it. So if I feel someone's not very grounded, I do pull, my black kyanite out, and I normally put it in the root chakra to ground them down. And then I have the green quartz. So if someone's really emotional, this is what I put in the heart center to help with that. If I feel that they need to soften up the energy within their solar plexus, I use amber, which amber is really good for the solar plexus. But I also have, and most of the things, I'm very grateful, my students have gifted to me citron. So I use this crystal, all right? And that is that for just a regular clearing, a regular reset here at the center. And again, if you're interested in anything that I'm talking about today, you can go on my site and schedule it at lilianmedium.com. But if you're somebody that is interested in the healings and you're not in the Chicagoland area, you can contact me and I can do it distance. And of course, I wouldn't be able to do sound therapy or place the crystals on you, but I would be able to, shift the energy and the frequency with Reiki and my shamanic healings techniques. Second, another healing that I do is called a soul retrieval. And with the soul retrieval, it is shamanic, and that's how I learned it. It is believed that when you're going through trauma in your life, sometimes as a coping mechanism, we kind of tuck away the part of that soul which is involved in the trauma so that we can get through it. And then we tuck it away in our imagination, shall we say, or a non-ordinary world. And then we forget who we were before it. Sometimes someone can have trauma. I'm going to use these later, so I'm going to keep them open. Sometimes we can have trauma from when we're in our mother's belly. If your mom had trauma when you were in her belly, then think about it. You were within her auric field, and she, was going through something, then you would have felt the imprints of what that was. When you're born, your soul connects as soon as you're born, but those imprints could be within your auric field because in my philosophy and talking to people that understand energy, psychologists, sacred geometry and chemistry and biology, when a fetus is conceived, within 12 days of conception, their chakras are in place. Means that they already have, that fetus has an auric field already. So within there is where those imprints could exist. A shaman comes in within the auric field. So the first thing I do, and everybody does things a bit differently, but I'll tell you what I do. The first thing I do is I do spleen healing. And that involves selenite crystal. So I put the right wrist on here. I will lay that on here, the right wrist on there. Then I'll take a selenite stick and I would put it by their left armpit. And I would tap in and intend that I am charging and clearing the spleen chakra, which is within the auric field. Yes, the physical body also has a spleen, but so does the energetic body. that is where we receive energy, prana, right? Energy, life force. And from there, it gets distributed into our chakra system. But if we have trauma there, we'll have to bring the power back, which was away from you. So, you know, I start there first. I play the hertz of 417, which is the frequency for the sacral chakra. And then I would lay them down. This has a biomat. So a biomat, it is made to help with insomnia, amnesia, stress, and it elevates you into a meditative state or altered state, shall we say. It has over 100 crystals on it. This particular biomat has jade and tourmaline, but most biomats have amethyst. Those are more expensive. This one does the job for me, and it was only $200 and something that I paid for it. And you can find it on Amazon. So I'll start working on the auric field, and I'll start looking at the spleen chakra. And I'll use the violet flame to push through and scan the body. I normally tell the client, visualize the violet flame and tell me where it stops. If it stops anywhere, obviously there's some trauma in that area, and I will start to do my breaths to help loosen and transmute it. Once it starts to move, the client tells me, and we do it all the way until that light goes all the way out through their feet. All right. The second part of this is I would put some light drumming, some frequency music, and I would put on my shaman pouch, and I would go on a journey, and I would go to see where this client perhaps tucked away a part of their soul fragment. And I'm taken with my power animals accompanying me to that trauma. I can see if there was conflict with someone. I can see what age they were. As a matter of fact, right now I'm doing it to my year mentor students, and I'm so excited to give them the results, which I haven't yet. But you know, it's been done to me, and it's amazing. I believe in it. Everything that I do, I've done myself first. And if it resonates and I really do feel that there is a potential for positiveness, then I'm all in, you know? So then I would journey. I would, if it's, sometimes it's a part of that person when they were young, and I see them young, like let's say 5, and it's a little girl and she's fighting with her dad, and I could tell, is it a power loss or is it a soul fragment that they've lost? Because that's two different things. If it's a power loss, then I'm bringing back the power to the recipient. If it's a soul fragment, then I'm bringing that soul fragment back. As shamans, we obviously, you know, have our protocol and how we do it, and then bring it back to the recipient, walk them through the situation, say, can you understand that at the age of 5 or 6 there would have been changes, there would have been a conflict with a father? Yes. And normally the clients get very emotional because again, that part which has been empty is now being filled with their authentic self. And when you lose a soul fragment or power, you have an empty space for the pain that trauma pushed the soul fragment away. You know, so the pain that exists is the pain you didn't want to deal with, but still stayed in your work field anyways, because it filled the space of the loss, whether it was a soul fragment or a power loss. So a lot of times then when we do that, we'll talk to the recipient, make sure that they understand, we'll walk them through it. I'll ask them to receive that power back, or on the in-breath or the soul fragment, receive it, accept it, receive it, accept it, receive it, accept it. And then, you know, just tell them what the follow-up is, right? What they'll need after the treatment. And I follow up 3 weeks in a row with the client that has a soul retrieval. And, you know, just to kind of make sure that they're allowing that soul fragment to, you know, come live with them again, that they're not resisting it. You know, think about it. It's like having pushed away a part of you and you forgot what that was, and all of a sudden that power's with you. What tends to happen sometimes is they feel this energy shift and this power. So I always tell clients, Be gentle with yourself. Don't go thinking you're She-Ra or anything, telling people about themselves. Be gentle. And have the experience for yourself again. Love yourself and understand how it feels to welcome it in. I do tell clients every day when they get up, like, say, I'm so happy to have you back with me. I'm so happy to be complete. And it is so beautiful. I can't tell you. I love doing shamanic healings. I have learned so much within the past couple of years to understand it better. I'm still a baby shaman, always will be, because I'm the baby upon all my ancestors. Muriel Gray is my mentor. I love her very much. And I did take another shaman class, which was amazing as well. And I would have learned a lot more of the anatomy of things and how it all kind of takes place. But this is something that I do here at the center, and I can do a soul retrieval distance as well. So if you're someone that's interested in having this done, you don't have to be physically present. I can do a soul retrieval distance. It would be the same follow-up, the same procedure, except obviously we would be on Zoom. You'd be laying down, and I would share some music until I was done, and then we would go over the results of it. So, within the center, again, I don't really stick to one thing. If someone comes for one thing, but they need another, then that's what I will honor and that's what I will give. So we talked about just energetic clearing. We talked about soul or power retrievals. I also do tea leaf readings here. Those are a lot of fun. So you drink the tea, I flip the cup, I flip it back, and I read energetically what I've received. So that's, it's like a psychic reading, but we're using the imprints of the cup that you've held. And as you drink the tea, obviously, everything that is with you in reference to the expression of emotions, expression of thoughts, energetically are going to be felt by me. And then that's kind of where I'm going to go. Let's see. So we've talked about healings. I do Reiki. So if someone does just want to come for Reiki, I can do that as well here at the center. I do readings, mediumistic readings and psychic readings. I do have cards as well. Some people just want the cards because they're familiar with the cards. Personally, I only use the major arnica of a deck, and the major arnica are messages, direct messages, and then I intuitively expand on the card. So I'll say, this is this is the Fool card. The direction that you have to go, and I feel that that's pertaining to your work, and I feel like the last 6 months, so I'll go in psychically. So the minor cards in a deck tell you details. I get details intuitively by myself. I don't depend on the minor cards, but that's just how I read. And if you're somebody that's in the Chicagoland area and you want to have a spa day, I also do foot detox here, and that is amazing. Foot detox, it helps to remove and release toxins from the body via the bottom of the feet. You put your feet in this tub, and then we have the array, and the array is got copper, but depending on the color of what you're releasing, I'll be able to tell you you have stomach issues, you have muscle ache, or different things going on. It's based on a chart, and I've kind of memorized some of those, so I'd be able to tell you just by looking at the color of that. When you're getting the foot detox, we also have a infrared belt. So it's warm and it lets out infrared as you're getting it. So you put it around your body. So that's really, really cool. I also give salt block treatments here, and you take your socks off and you relax, and you put your feet on there. Again, that's to detox via the bottom of your feet. You would be so surprised to know how much energy enters and exits your head and your feet. You would not even imagine. It's crazy. But you feel really, 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 really good after you do it. We also have the paraffin wax for the hands and the feet if someone would like it. The paraffin, it just helps to treat the hands. If somebody has arthritis, it brings comfort to them. But also, it helps to moisturize the hands, which is why we put lotion first, and then we put the paraffin. So if you're somebody that wants to have, let's say, a spa day, or you want to give something to someone, I can bundle up whatever services you want and say, hey, come on yourself and two other people and go through stations. So my massage therapist is on the floor. Again, she's my colleague. She's my partner, Stephanie. And I also have Lisa Christia, which comes on Tuesdays. And so sometimes I'll work with Lisa when I'm doing this, or sometimes I'll work with Stephanie. And you'll go from station to station. So you'll come here, you'll do your soul retrieval if that's what you're wanting, or a clearing, a reading, then you'll go to massage, then you'll go to the foot detox. Again, it's my itty bitty beautiful center. When you walk in, there's 3 rooms, the washroom and the hallway. That's it. And it's enough. It's perfect. It's perfect for what we need. You don't need a very, very big space. You need love. Love is what people need. When people walk in this door, they're vulnerable. They're choosing to be vulnerable here with us. And we really do appreciate that. And that is the biggest gift that people can give us here. Again, the center is in Itasca. And if anybody is on here live and has been to the center, thank you for trusting us with you. Thank you. I do really love what I do. And I do have classes here as well. Yay! So I have my certified teacher, my certified teacher, Hope, and she teaches the 18-week mediumship certification course on Sundays from 12 to 2 in the very first room. And I teach the year mentorship students here on Sundays from 10 to 12. So busy, busy, busy. I'll sometimes add a second class, and we'll start that from 2 to 3:30. And we are like a family, you know, we come in, we talk, we share, we work, but it's very humble. We leave ego outside. I don't care what level you're at. It's we, not I. We're together. I have the most beautiful students. It's rare. It's a very small percentage, probably 1% of students that push away. And most of the time it is because they begin to feel that they are ready for another teacher or another space, and that's beautiful and that's wonderful. It still hurts, you know, when you get attached, but I've learned to not take it personal, that is part of their journey, and I love it. But for the most part, we become a family. We call ourselves the Chicago Crew, and we support each other, we love each other. Within the center, the second classes that I offer from 2 to 3:30 are the psychic class, the trance class, the anatomy of clairs in your mediumship, the anatomy of communing with spirit. So every year I launch 2 new classes, and this year I've launched the anatomy of communing with spirit, and the very, very newest one, which is the anatomy of clairs in your mediumship. How I come up with these classes is based on what I see it with my own development that is important, and also what I see with my students as a teacher that is important. So, you know, my classes are at a low cost. And again, you know, we become a family. If you're somebody that is feeling spiritual, but you don't have a space, this is the space to be. Myself and the other teacher on the floor, which is Hope. We are very, very, very humble, very helpful. We don't walk around here with our nose up in the air. When we teach, we participate. We get in there. We share. We become one of the students. And I think that's the biggest strength that we have here, that we don't sit here and, oh, well, I know, and because I've been, no, we are the biggest teachers to our students. And so if I make someone my student teacher, or say to them, you know, step into the program, I would have to, first of all, trust you with all I've got, and trust that my platform will be happy with you. And again, I am very lucky to have Hope. Hi, Hope. I just saw her join, because she is like my little earth angel. And we actually met when I started Reiki. So we go way back when my journey began. So I'm very happy about that. You know, here again at the center, we have 2 massage therapists, and they both do massage, craniosacral, reflexology. Lisa does a treatment for the Talu chakra now that she offers here, which I love, 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 and it's very effective. As a shaman, of course, I, you know, pride myself in doing everything that I do for the result of oneness. So whether it is not even just a shaman, but in Reiki or a reading, or I just ask God to just be a vessel of whatever I need to be, whenever, however, for whatever, you know. I think that when we don't limit ourselves and when we allow ourselves to truly be a vessel, we shouldn't have a title. Title just kind of keeps us in one place. So that's a little bit of what happens here in the center. I'll give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough and then I'll end this video. But I think everybody that has joined me, you can schedule these services again online. And if you schedule these services online, I can do it distance for you, most of my services. But if you're in the Chicagoland area, treat yourself, love yourself, take time for self-care and come and join me. And you know, see what intention you feel when you're thinking of taking that time for yourself. What are your needs? What do you need? All right, so let me show you guys a little bit more of this space now. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, so this is my room, and this is where we've been talking here. So the table is normally against the wall. As you can see, this is what I use mainly, so I kind of keep it here. It's crystal therapy, oil therapy, aromatherapy. Got my incense steam. Here are my sound therapy tuning forks. This is the bed where all the magic happens. I have selenite crystals. I love the energy. If you don't have it in your space, check it out. They sell them on Amazon. And those are, for the most part, keep the crystals that I use in services near me here. And got my CD player if I want to play a CD, or the candle if I want to play it on the Bluetooth speaker, just depending if I'm playing frequency music. Got plants because it's nice to have, right? Something that is alive and has life in here. Got our little pretend fireplace there. And this is my shamanic corner. And they donated that TV to the center. And I'm so thankful and grateful. We're going to mount it up in here. And instead of playing the music on the Bluetooth, we're going to play it on the TV, which is awesome. Also thought when I'm doing classes, if somebody from out of state wants to join my intensives here at the center, they can. And they'll be right on the screen. So that's my intention. So I'll kind of start from the very beginning. So when you walk in, this is Itasca Bank. The door is on the side of the building. So there's a spa in the front, and it's Tranquility Spa. And when you come to the center, this is the sign that you'll see. So this is Itasca, Illinois. So I'll show you guys. So that's the sign that you'll see when you come in. But you know, where you turn, it would be right up there. So sometimes people get confused. So there's that, right? And then they turn there. So I always tell people come away from the parking lot to this side. And there's Tranquility Spa in the very front. She actually used to own our space as well. But then she just said, I'm going to downsize, which was a blessing for us. So we've been here over a year now. We got to get the sign up, so we just took everything down to get a sign back up there. So I always tell people look for the door with the owl, but I'm thinking I probably have to put something brighter. So when you walk in, of course, right, plants, life, got a diffuser, got some Florida water going there. Then we got the Reiki symbols here. And I like to have them here because I intended that anyone that passes this threshold, allow them to be healed in whatever way they're needing to be healed, right? And we have some products here, my chakra prescription cards, some soaps, chakra candles, and teas on the very bottom. So we're coming in here. As you can see, it's just a hallway here. And there's an owl, and there's another owl there. Yay, told you guys. And there's another one there. And when people come in, I like to say hello. So I'll write their name there. All right. Coming in here, when people come in, we like to offer them some tea. That's bye-bye toxins or bye-bye stress, and that's the electronic kettle, the electric kettle. So let me show you Steph's amazing, fantastic room.